She started her career marketing albums for artists such as Ludacris and Jay-Z at the Def Jam, but today she runs her own PR and marketing firm and has clients like Google and Fox Broadcasting. Shantae Bacon, founder of 135th Street Agency, excuse me. How are you?
How are you, girlie?
I'm good. I got tongue-tied. I'm so sorry about that.
No problem.
So welcome to the Essence Live.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you, thank you. And the woman who manages our fashion and beauty teams and creates the fabulous looks for our cover models, Essence Fashion and Beauty Director, Julie Wilson. Hi, Julie.
Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, welcome back. We're gonna jump right into it, ladies. We have lots of questions from our viewers, so let's dive right in. Our first question comes from a viewer right here in New York City.
Hi, my name is Zakia, and my question is, how do you go about asking your boss about transitioning to another department in the company?
Ooh, that is a good one, Shantae. Thoughts? It's hard if you go from finance to marketing or vice versa.
It actually depends on the culture of the company, in my opinion, because in at least the music industry, sometimes people get a little territorial when they think that you're a good talent. Like, they don't want to share you with other departments. So you have to make sure your boss is going to support you and not kind of torpedo that. So I would say really test the temperature before you even ask that question. Make sure you have your boss's support first, because if you go above your boss to try to talk to her colleagues or her boss, then she's definitely going to torpedo it. So
if they're against it, do you recommend that person maybe perhaps leave the company and get some experience outside?
Personally, yes, because I feel like, I feel like you spend so much time working, you should do what you love. If you're not happy doing whatever profession that you're in, go out and do it. And I hate saying that because it sounds so cliche, but you're only going to be really good at things that you are really in love with, that you're good at for no reason, that you do, even if no one paid you for it, you'd still find a way to do it. So that's really the best advice that I would give for anybody who wants to transition out of a department. Like, if you want to be in the A&R department at a record label, you should not be in accounting.
Facts.
Just
very different.
Very different. Now, the accounting check might be sweeter, but for a short amount of time. But it's just that if you're a creative, being a mechanic is not going to work.
Right. And I think that was a good thing that you just mentioned, a short amount of time. Sometimes people get caught up on that immediate paycheck. We have a next question coming from our Facebook. Corshi Hart wrote, I make homemade bath and beauty products. Marketing, capital, and sales outlets are huge issues for me. What can I do to change the above on a low budget? This is a fashion and beauty girl, Julie.
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
Social media. I mean, I think that you leverage that as much as you can. It's free. We have it on our phones all the time. Everyone's on their phone. We're always scrolling. Market your stuff on Instagram, send it to your friends and family, allow them to share it with their following. I think that is a really great tool. We have to exploit our resources and the things that we have right at our fingertips. So.
And quickly, you're an editor. You get products all the time. How advantageous is it to send her products to different editors or the beauty blogs?
It's very key. I mean, I get a lot of things that come across my desk that I don't request that I end up loving. I also look through social media and look what my friends are suggesting, and then I'll reach out to that company and ask them for their products to test. So it is a community. I think that you just build that community and you build your success upon that community.
All right, we got some good answers for y'all. All right, we have a few more questions from women who want to start.
Weigh in on that last one?
Sure.
She said starting her company, right? Marketing, capital, and sales. So one thing about owning your own business is that you're not going to be able to afford your own marketing people or a marketing budget, an ad budget, a publicist, none of those things. Unless if you're in the small percentage of people that get investors or they have a loan, family financing, whatever. The best marketing tool for anybody starting a new business is testimonials from people who have tried your product or service. Leverage that. Get as many testimonials as you possibly can and use them. So that's what you take to social media. Don't just keep posting products or whatever it is that you want to say. You have to take the approach that don't take my word for it. Listen to these people.
Listen to Sue.
Because that way it doesn't feel like it's an inauthentic sale. It sounds like it's somebody testifying that I've done this, I'm telling you this works. That's how you build a product.
Yes, Shantae. All right, so we are going to check in with Facebook right now. Danielle Delane wrote on Facebook, what's the best way to start an online boutique? Okay, more starting the business. What should we do first? Another one from Cam Johnson. I'm trying to open a nail boutique, so more opening a business. Any information will help me. So what's first things first? You have the idea, I want to start a business. Now what?
Well, I would start with, if both of these people asked about boutiques, one sounds like it's brick and mortar and one sounds like it's online. So for the person who's brick and mortar, I would say, please don't go out and get a bank loan and then go get a beautiful storefront to make it look pretty, and then within 6 months you're in debt, you don't have sales that are covering your rent. A lot of people get romanced by the emotions of entrepreneurship. They want to get the beautiful storefront. It looks good in their head. They want to paint the walls pink and get tufted white furniture, and it all looks pretty.
Not the tufted.
Absolutely, the tufted white furniture, and it all looks pretty until you have to pay $10,000 in rent every month, and your sales are like $7,500. Because then you start to the emotions of excitement quickly become dread and just torture. So I would start there, and also I would always start any business with a business plan. I think that definitely helps. It helped me and my business partner.
And they can look that up online.
Absolutely.
They can absolutely look that up
we
online.
did that.
Total resources
Absolutely.
online. Julie, what are your thoughts?
No, I was just going to say, really, I mean, to echo you, I think those are all great ideas, but also branding and making sure you have your domains and the handles and all of those things beforehand. Make sure you have a base, like talk to your community and your village and ask, is this an idea that you would actually use?
Who is my customer?
Yeah. Right.
Know that.
Right.
Because oftentimes you'll be surprised out there, it's not the customer that you think. So we have another question via video. What do we have?
Hi, my name is Charles. I want to find out how to deal with a difficult boss or coworker at work.
Oh, that's a good one. Julie, talk about it. Any tips?
It's hard. I mean, I think that you just, I don't know, remain positive. That's what I try to do. I think also opening lines of communication. I think sometimes things can get lost in translation or in silence. So I think if you present the issues that you might have with the person and talk them out, that's better than allowing passive aggressiveness and that sort of thing to fester.
That can build. We have another Facebook question from Patina Jones. I have a bachelor's degree in economics/finance and an associate degree in computer programming. How do I transition into either of these fields without experience? We get that question quite a lot from new grads. Shantae?
I would say, first of all, you're interested in those fields for a reason. So that probably means you've done a little bit of work, maybe even at home, things that didn't feel like work or you would consider work, but you had a natural curiosity, you problem solved, you networked with other people or colleagues, maybe some fellow students at your university. I would get in that circle, network, find out what they need, and volunteer your services just in enough time to build a profile. I do not believe in endless volunteering. Time is money. You cannot get it back. You can get back money. You can get back jewelry. You can get back time. You cannot get back time. And one thing to always keep in mind as you start anything out is when you let a person know that you're willing to give something for free, in their minds, they're never going to pay for it.
Right.
That
You've already
is
set that
habit.
precedent.
Yes, you've already set that precedent, and getting them to pay for it will be hell. So just start off putting an end date on how long you're going to give these services, and then it transitions into a paid opportunity if they want to continue your services.
Okay, I'm going to squeeze one more question in because we're getting a lot of really great advice. I have one more video question for you guys.
Good afternoon. My name is Keisha. I would like to know, where would I get money to start my own business?
Okay, so lots of entrepreneurs out here. Julie, do you have any advice for her?
Girl, I don't know, because I need some of that money too. So I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like you would have a better answer for this.
Thoughts, Shantae?
So after 12 years of having a business, I would have probably put together what I call a resources plan. Where are my resources going to come from for starting and growing the business? We didn't do that. We started it literally with $10,000 each of our personal investments, getting just and we had a service-based business, so it didn't require a huge amount of cash up front. But we did do the business plan, and that helped us to enter business plan competitions and got us $50,000 in the first year. That $50,000 went a long way to helping to get through those cold winters, those times when as a new business people aren't going to take a big risk on you, your fee is low. I would say that banks are an option, not necessarily so much for African Americans, but it is an option. I would definitely network within the SBA. They're claiming to get better at that. Also register your company with the City of New York as a MWBE and with
or
the
within
state.
whatever city or market that you're in.
With New York, exactly. And also we're registered with the state. There's definite opportunities for registering and then networking. Everything takes time.
Right.
And then also there are angel investors who are people who will invest 50 to $1.5 million.
And I just want to cut
to
you
your
off really
business.
quickly. You use an acronym. SBA is Small Business Association,
Oh, yes.
Essence Live, Small Business Association.